It may be the most talked about new smartphone ever released, depending on who you ask. It's Apple's brand new iPhone 10, and I've been able to get my hands on it. I'm Erin from TechGadgetsCanada.com, and a lot of people are wondering what exactly makes the iPhone 10 different from other smartphones, what makes it better, what makes it different even from newer iPhones like the 8 here. There's actually a lot that's new, so let's dive in and take a look. Inside the box is everything you'd expect. The phone's on top. There's also a pair of ear pods. These are the wired ones, and while it might make sense for them to be the wireless AirPods, I guess that would make it cost even more, so there's an adapter included. You'll also find a power cable and AC plug. One of the key differences is evident right away, and that's the screen size. With an edge-to-edge display, it takes up much more of the phone, and when you see it next to the smaller 8, that's obvious. But even compared to the much larger 6 Plus, you can see there's a lot more screen real estate here. Speaking of that screen, it's a 5.8-inch Super Retina display with an all-glass and stainless steel design. It's also got HDR for better color and light recreation. Apple says the new iPhone 10 uses the strongest glass on the market, and for those of you who are familiar with Gorilla Glass, Apple says this phone is made with glass that's even tougher than that. Now for us nerds, the front and the back both feature a 50% thicker strengthening layer. There's also a special coating on it which is said to enhance the colors and to make it easier to wipe off fingerprints and smudges. Also new to the iPhone is wireless charging. You can lay it on a charging pad or a mat and let it juice up. In my testing, I noticed you do need to remove the phone from some phone cases in order to get the wireless charging to work. So if you're shopping for a protective case, it's worth checking into whether or not it's going to work through the charging mat. Face ID is new to the iPhone 10, and yes, I know it's not new to Android users out there, but it is in this case. It works by instantly unlocking the phone as soon as you start to raise it, and you'll know because the lock icon unlocks. If you want to open up the phone, you still need to swipe up to access it. So we'll do a couple of tests to see how things run. So it's very responsive and unlocks the phone quite quickly. It's also designed to work even when your face is obscured. So we'll do a couple of tests here with that. I'm going to put on some glasses, which shouldn't be a problem. So, and it unlocks. Let's try it with sunglasses, which Apple says are also supposed to work just fine. And as you can see, that worked as well. What about if I've got a hat on and I'm trying to really hide myself? Let's put it to the test. And it works too. So how secure is Face ID? Apple says that the statistical probability of someone being able to look at your phone and unlock it is about 1 in a million. And that compares to about 1 in 50,000 for something like Touch ID. Of course, the stats are a bit different if you've got a lookalike sibling or a twin. In that case, Apple says you should just go ahead and use a 6-digit passcode. There are some new gestures too since the home button is now gone. To close an open app, swipe up from the bottom. And to access all your running apps, it's now a push and swipe up motion. Also new on the iPhone 10 is the 12-megapixel camera. For starters, it's now vertical to make more room for the hardware on that front-facing true depth camera. There's also changes to how you can manipulate your photos. For starters, you can get that nicer bokeh effect where the background blurs out by using portrait mode. There are a few different settings in portrait mode that make nicer, more artsy photos too. There's natural light, studio light, contour, and 2 settings for stage light, one of which is black and white. There's also an improved zoom lens. The wide angle and telephoto cameras on the iPhone 10 enable optical zoom as well as digital zoom of up to 10 times for photos and 6 times for videos. The new camera, what Apple calls a true depth camera, is what allows that facial recognition technology to work. It's also the technology that's behind one of Apple's new pride and joy toys, Animojis. Animojis are animated emojis that use your voice and facial gestures to create a real-time animated character. I thought this would be kind of lame. Then I tried it, and it's surprisingly kind of fun. One other nice touch, even if your friends haven't updated their phones to the 10 or if they're using Android, they can still view your Animoji because they're video files. I only had a very short time to play with the new iPhone 10, but I am hoping to get my hands on it for a longer review coming up. So if you guys have questions or things you want to know about the phone, ask me here in comments and I'll try and get you an answer. You can head over to TechGadgetsCanada.com for more tech news and gadget reviews as well. And if you liked this video and found it helpful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing since it helps me keep making more videos that I hope you all can watch and enjoy. Thanks again for watching. I'm Erin. Find me on Twitter or Instagram until the next time, @ErinLYYC.